Good morning, good morning. What's happening? No, it's online. It's taking a while to get set up this is a different computer, so everything is different. My logins and passwords are all stored on the other computer. Excuse me. So, good morning. What's happening? Let me know in the chat if the music is too loud. Like I said, all the settings are completely different. And I did not do a test before I went live. Good morning, Tom, Amir, Giles, Dave, Jay Bradley, Ed, D Barry, and Ace. All right, so basically, after the FOMC, the markets are continuing in the direction they started to go yesterday. So here's the Aussie yen. You can see that we got a pierce below our daily support level down here. Yesterday we closed right below that level, and you can see how basically today this candle started at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time yesterday evening. You can see how you traded all the way up and tested the opening price of this bearish candle, right? When I tell you guys that the open, high, low, and closes are the most important aspects of trading, I'm not joking. Like, that is an absolute perfect setup. You know you're bearish as you closed below support, right? This will not work every single time you take a trade. Obviously, no strategy has a 100% hit rate. And if it was just as simple as that, all bots and algos would be controlled by this strategy. However, it is the most effective strategy I have ever found in all of my years of trading, and that's why I implement it, and it is also why I teach it to you guys, because I want to see people succeed. I'm sick of everybody failing because they watch the same garbage and keep applying the same failing principles over and over again. So we got this close. Looks like they are targeting that wick low at 83.934. This is the Aussie yen. The news that the FOMC gave us yesterday and during the press conference should be bullish for risk on assets. So for the next couple days, you could see continuation to the downside. Now, I don't know that it will be bullish news for it. I'm just assuming that it should be, simply because they're going to keep doing their asset purchasing, everything that they've been doing essentially to prop up the risk markets. So for now, we will trade what we see, right? As of right now, the Aussie yen is extremely weak, and you have taken out yesterday's low with today's candle. So basically, the daily target would have been yesterday's low. Since you've already taken that out, you have to be careful as far as trying to look for new setups this morning on this asset. A lot of assets are trading at the low of day. So we'll go over here briefly and I will show you what I'm talking about. Here's the pound dollar trading at low of day. Here's the euro USD trading at low of day. The euro has absolutely gotten clobbered from yesterday's announcement. So it looks extremely bearish. Looks can be deceiving. As of right now, it is bearish. But you don't want to be taking shorts at the low of day, especially since you have taken out all the targets to the downside, as low as 1.19426, this wick low. You took that out just a minute ago. So I'm assuming you're going to see a bounce probably today. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Obviously, this level right here on the 4-hour chart will probably be a good spot to look for resistance, to see if it is resistance or whatnot. If this thing does start to catch a bid, it would also be a good spot to look for targets. DXY is just on a tear. So you can see we have breached above this trend line from these highs. Let me go back over here. So essentially you just have this swing high, tack to that swing high, and then you traded into that yesterday. You have taken it out today to the upside. You are trading above, or you were trading above resistance. This green candle right there, that is your spot where you should see some resistance. And you may see that resistance later on in the day. Like I said, guys, this first move generally, could be a fake out move. Nobody wants to short the dollar when the dollar is at your quarterly opening range, right? Because that's low as it's been since January the 5th. So nobody wants to take fresh shorts there. They want to look for shorts higher. So if you take your fib level and just stretch it out from the swing high up here to your swing low, this one leg of price, you can see you are trying to trade into the 618 retracement of the quarter two move to the downside, right? So from this swing high all the way to this swing low is quarter two's move. The whole move was straight down for the majority of the quarter. We have been basing up for the last couple weeks. So this is your bullish move. We were looking for bullish moves out of this area, but we are also looking for resistance to start to take a hold somewhere. All right. So basically, as far as I'm concerned, anywhere from 91.94 and lower are pretty optimal spots to look for short side setups. It sounds crazy off of a very bullish move like that. It's just a hunch, I guess you could say. The dollar's bearish. I mean, the fundamentals on the dollar is bearish. Basically, this big move, this outsized move, is nothing more than a short squeeze. All these people know the dollar's bearish, so everybody and their brother is trying to short the dollar. And everybody and their brother was trying to short the dollar at the lows. You don't look for shorts at lows, right? So this is essentially a short squeeze coming out of there. What we had yesterday was nowhere near enough, in my opinion, to get this size of a move. So I'm going to chalk this up to a short squeeze, and I am going to be looking for continuation to the downside eventually. When will I no longer be looking for that? Well, if we get a daily close and maintain daily closes above 91.94, I will have to assume that this thing is no longer looking for downside, right? And we will start to look to buy dips at that point in time. But as of right now, it's looking better and better for short. So let's go see what the S&P 500 did yesterday. It was crazy price action, to say the least. I watched this thing all day. So we traded down into here. Someone on my YouTube video said to keep the ticker off and it might help with the stream quality. We will see. Massive move to the downside. That whole move was retraced plus some. This got everybody bullish, right back down. Boom. You are testing daily support. Pull it out and show you right there. That's your lowest close on the daily. So that will be daily support until you get a daily close below that level. If you get a daily close below that level, my target would be 4166.88. 4166.88. However, like I said, I am still bullish. This asset is still bullish. We pull up. Oh, wow. We don't have any indicators. Let me see what's going on here. There we go. I was on the wrong thing. All right. So you can see how much has come off. This is the USD CAD. Let's go back to the S&P 500, but massive amounts of stuff going on there. You are testing your 50 on the RSI coming into it. This is from here to here is bearish divergence. All right. This is your high, lower high, high on price, higher high on price. So this is bearish divergence. However, with this kind of momentum moving into the 50 spot, you can go ahead and say that that divergence has played out, in my opinion. This was a massive move on the S&P 500. If you look at the size of that daily candle, it's not as big as this candle over here or these, but for the last few weeks, it's pretty big in comparison. You are trading into support, all right? So the top of this bearish candle will also be important. If you get a daily close above that level, I will be looking for possible long setups on this. I would like to see much more of a pullback on this asset. You can clearly see that we got a big pullback back in May for 3 days, right? That was just to chill the VIX out, I'm assuming, because there wasn't any bad news out, and a lot of people like to stick to the whole sell in May and go away aspect of it. So maybe that's what happened, but they obviously picked it back up and you hit all-time highs. A lot of people are calling for the market crash because that move yesterday was so big. They've never seen nothing like it. So obviously the markets are over and the world is going to burn. Unfortunately, that's not what's going to happen. I believe they will be wrong. Now, if the markets do start to crash, we will be on top of it. That's a promise. So VIX was testing 1625. You're going to have a pretty big pop on this thing, maybe. Oh wait, it's already trading. That's not right. Shouldn't be trading today or yet. Well, anyways, it's moving. Intraday, you can see you got it. You're going to have a gap up as long as you close, or as long as you open. I can't even speak. As long as you open above this close of this bullish candle, this will be a gap up. So is the VIX going to continue higher? If the S&P 500 continues lower, this will continue higher. Is it time to buy calls on the VIX? I do not believe so. If you are looking for the market to crash and you want to buy calls on the VIX, then you need to wait for it to pull back. You need for at least it to retrace the majority of yesterday's range expansion as around 1694, 1650, anywhere in there, possibly even 1699. You get a push down to there, then maybe start looking for some calls. I don't suggest you do that, because if it keeps going lower, then your calls are going to get wrecked. USD JPY, massive move yesterday. It really sucks because I've been trying to get into this thing bullish, but I couldn't, because when we, excuse me, this first move here, I let it pull back to support and it held. Then we got a nice big explosive move. I couldn't get long in this because once I realized what had happened, it was already too late. So I'm waiting for a pullback into support. Once we got this push here, it was a fake out, right? Came back down and stopped everybody out, including me. Then you got this push. Then you got this, what looked to be bearishness, bullish or outside day, aka bearish engulfing to the downside, found support higher. So I mean, it has been a tricky trade. It does have a trend line, unfortunately. So if you could just been following that, you probably would have been okay. But it is what it is. You're into resistance. You closed above resistance yesterday, right? So next area of resistance is going to be the top of that candle, not the top, but the close of that bullish candle. So there are bullish targets on this, but this is such a big move. Like I said, I just don't see it continuing from here. It can. Very bullish momentum can absolutely continue from here, right? I've seen smaller bullish dailies like this one here. You got a bullish day, tiny itty bitty range on this, and then boom. So yes, can it continue from here? Yeah, it can. But are you going to look to buy highs? No, you're not. No, you're not, because you're getting smarter, right? You're not going to buy highs. Got weekly resistance setting right above you at 110,790. So we'll go ahead and clock that in with a W, so we know that it's weekly resistance, so that when we are looking at our smaller time frame charts, we know where that weekly level is. Go into a 4 hour, you can see you've tested that weekly level. You are heading lower, but it looks like it's trying to find support. I just would not buy this. You could get a test right back up to this wick here, and then you could get a pullback. So just be careful. You do not have a one-to-one risk to reward on this setup. If you take it, you're looking for good setups that give you favorable risk to rewards. Buying highs and selling lows does not give you that favorable risk to reward. US oil, bullish day. So the CAD's probably going to be bullish, but not the CAD yen. There you go. The yen is experiencing some strength. which is why all the yen pairs are moving lower. If oil continues to move higher, CAD will more than likely turn around. We already checked Euro USD. Here's USD CAD, just having an absolute explosive thing. Another asset that was just getting plummeted all the way down into oblivion. You have taken out several weekly lows with this push. Now you are coming out of there. So is it going to roll over from here? Man, this thing's been so oversold for so long. It never reached oversold on the RSI because it was slow. It was a slow, methodical push. However, when you're that extended, you are oversold. You do not need an oscillator to tell you that. Since March, it has been a one-way market. And this is weekly charts. These are weekly candles. So, since March of 2020, straight down. So you're probably going to see this go up a little bit higher. So if you're looking for short sides or near-term setups, I would, maybe be taking a look at this long. Oil's going up, so CAD should have strength. It doesn't, so and with the dollar strength, that's why you're seeing a big pop on this. It is moving with some steam this morning already, taking out highs, just trucking along. So there's no setup on it, not for today. And Aussie CAD, this might have a setup. There's your daily. It's another one of those assets that's pretty oversold to the downside. Aussie got destroyed. Here's your outside bearish engulfing. There is your retest of the opening price. So far you are having a pullback off of that. Go into the hourly, you can see it. Right? Came back up into this area here. Tested it. Took out all of that. So now this thing can roll over if it's going to continue lower. And it looks like that's what it wants to do. It is having trouble at hourly support at 93,577, but I will keep this one on watch. Gold has fell below our level that we were watching. It's okay for it to trade beneath that level for a day or two, but that thing just kept going and going. Yesterday when I stopped looking at this thing, we were testing it. So you got basically another full day range expansion to the downside after. So he said something in the press conference that the markets did not like at all. And I would love to find out what that is. I will find out what that is. And I will let you guys in the CTM and in my Discord know. But yeah, this sucks because this level is the level that I was looking for to hold. Do you see how this daily is extremely big and the level itself is roughly around the midpoint of that candle? This is a legitimate breakdown. This is why we don't just buy random at those areas. We must let price tell us that it's finding support and or resistance at the level before you can make a trading decision. Just blindly buying or selling into these levels will wreak havoc on your P&L. All right, man, that Red Bull is good. Excuse me. So let's go into a smaller time frame. Another thing, man, that 8 hour is strong. Well, weak, but it's extremely weak. But that's what you want to see when you see a level broken. Big expansion range puts the level midpoint-ish of the move. That generally indicates, yeah, this is a very strong level. So what you can look for, possibly, you have taken out this swing low too. So don't be looking to go short yet, because what's down here? Buy orders, lower buyers. So if they sell into those lower buyers, you're going to see a pop in price because they will be buying up. Well, never mind. I said that backwards. It's too early in the morning. We don't take trades in front of liquidity grabs like this. Once you take out a main level, the high probability exits, it's gone because we don't know if they're buying or selling into the stops. This will be a good level to watch, 1837 spot 48. If you come back up and reject at this area, then you could possibly look for short side setups targeting whatever low we end up putting in down here, right? That level again is 1837 spot 48. So that's a very strong break. You could get a wick above it, all the way up into this bullish candle's opening price at 1847.75-ish. But if you close below this level, that would be possibly a good opportunity to look for short side setups. But like I said, don't just blindly sell into it. Bitcoin's not really doing a lot. It did what I wanted it to do almost. I didn't get my test that I was looking for. I was looking for a test of, let's get rid of this as it's in my way. I was looking for a test of this area down here at 37,369 spot 50. We haven't got that yet, but this is just a pullback. Yes, you did take out this bullish candle's low, but in order for this to be a bull trap, you must take out this candle's low, right? If you get that candle's low taken out, then this will have just been nothing but a bull trap. But I honestly believe Bitcoin will go higher, even if Bitcoin has put in a top. I'm not saying it has, but even if it has, I still think this asset would go higher before it would go lower. Generate enough liquidity on the move up, bring in all the FOMO buyers, and then lower. But we will see what happens. We cannot predict the future. So the structure is still okay. You did not get a daily close above. Well, let's just leave that because that is support until it is not. So you did not get your daily close above resistance. This is definitely the area we wanted to see a daily close above. We did not get that. All right, so you still haven't made a higher high on Bitcoin, right? Even from this section of price, you are still only at a lower high. You need to get above that area to say that you have basically taken out all your resistances on the bottom that's hindering price. This thing can chop sideways for months down here. All right, it can chop sideways for months. Cryptos love to do that. They love to trade sideways for a very long time. So that level I'm still watching, 37,369. If we have a bullish day today and then end up closing weak on the day, you're probably going to get that test. But don't just blindly buy there. Once again, you got to let price show you that it is respecting that level. How do you do that? You can watch hourly candles, 4-hour candles. Make sure you're not getting closes beneath that level. One close beneath it on an hourly is okay as long as the very next candle takes the previous candle out. All right, if it does not do that and you get another close on an hourly below this level, you may be heading lower to test support. Right now, daily support is all the way down to 35,504. This bearish candle's closing price. You do not want to get down there. So these are your 3 levels that you will be watching for the rest of this week into next week. Need a daily closure above 4620. Don't want a daily closure below 3521. 3355.21. Sorry. Because that would not look good on Bitcoin's part. Ethereum. Here are your levels on Ethereum. It is not doing anything. So you did get a bullish pop off the lows like Bitcoin, but you didn't take out any resistances to the upside. Not even your first one. This would have been your first resistance level to get above. You failed. And you put in a pretty big range trending candle to the downside, immediately testing the opening price of this daily bullish candle. Now, I don't usually like to use bullish candles as support, but it's what we have going on right now. Here's your 8 hour. So that's what's found support from right there. Now, this is a higher high than this. So if it has found support, you have put in a higher high, you could be looking for higher prices. It's just very small higher high, just barely a higher high. But you did close nice and strong. So you definitely need to see some more trending action coming out of here pretty soon. It just doesn't have no momentum. But that's to be expected, as when you were coming down, you had a ton of it. A ton of momentum. So give this thing time to chill out. Let me check out the comments real quick. I know I got a late start. That's why I'm trying to get through all this stuff. Good morning, good morning. Peter says the music's okay. Thank you, Peter. Good morning, Michelle. Janet Swift, good morning. Good morning all. Thank you for stream from Silent Majority, says Mr. Vizzle. You are welcome, Mr. Vizzle. Thank you for being here. How's Euro USD? Mr. Epic asks. It's not doing good. It's getting absolutely slaughtered. Oh, let me go back to the cryptos real quick. This thing right here, Algo Rand. This looks to me like it's setting up for a short. I just put this on here, so I do not know. Oh, it's because I'm on the other charts. So this is an ascending wedge or triangle, whatever you want to call it. Is it a bear flag? You can't call it a bear flag because the flag cannot be bigger than the pole, right? Bear flags are generally small as far as how many candles makes the flag. When you get a long stretch like this, you are in accumulation or distribution. Basically, the market's looking for buyers and sellers, and it's wedging up. The tighter the wedge gets, eventually, and the longer it goes, the bigger the breakout or breakdown. Right here's your daily resistance. All right. Test of that, and you don't get a close above it, I will possibly be looking to short this asset. I'm not saying that I'm going to. Obviously, I got to see how price reacts around resistance, even if it gets up there, guys. Right here's daily resistance as well, right next to current price action. You are trading above it now, but you haven't taken out this bearish candles, which that bearish candle is also an engulfing bearish candle outside day. So until you take out this candle's high, this looks bad. It's wedging up tighter and tighter. So a push up into here and a fail, you could, to be safe, wait for the breakdown, look for a retest and go. If it breaks down, if it breaks to the upside, same thing, look for a retest, then go. You don't want to buy the breakdown or the breakout. But I've seen this pattern play out so many times, and they generally break out to the downside. So this is like one of my top watch list cryptocurrencies right now, as I am going to short this thing if I can short the futures. KuCoin may not have this as a future. I don't know. I've never traded it on KuCoin. I will look directly in a minute. Compound looking rough, man. Compound's taken out support. Compound is in a downtrend. Compound has taken out your capitulation low, right? And closed below your capitulation low. Made a bounce, boom, you took out support to the downside. This is going to be bearish targets. It has not been hit yet. This doesn't mean that Compound's done. You could throw a wick down through there and immediately get buying pressure, as that's all it needs basically. It just needs liquidity to go. So I'm not saying that it's over, but what it is doing is it looks like it's over. This is actually starting to form kind of like a descending wedge. Those are typically looked at with bullish breakouts potential, like Bitcoin put in the other day, but I can't get a good, I mean, yeah, I don't like it. It's like you can't, I don't like that one either. It would be better if there was a candle up here. That would look a lot better, but that's, yeah, these typically get broke out to the upside. Bitcoin already did it, but then immediately was sold back into. This is the wedge I'm talking about on Bitcoin. If you are new to the channel, we put out a video saying breakout was imminent. When we were trading down here, we got the breakout that same day. In fact, I was racing with YouTube and Bitcoin that day, trying to get the video out before anybody else. And they were running checks. Those checks take forever sometimes. Balancer, another one, looks terrible. Compound and Balancer's getting destroyed. ADA's doing the same thing, man. All these cryptos are doing the exact same thing. They are wedging up, tightening their ranges. Some of them have taken out downside supports. See, here's your bounce out of support, immediately sold into. It's not good. Not good. It's like they can't even get a bid. So keep an eye on it, man. Be careful if you are long these assets. Link USD wedging up, still holding support on the daily. support 19.87 on Link. Link did look promising, but then this happened. Put you right back down on the lows. So now this will be resistance as price trades back up into it. Those levels are 27.15 and 19.87. And finally, the Doge stir. Well, we'll look at Luna and Matic as well. Right there, looking bad. Took out daily support right there yesterday. Boom. I was looking for a short. I could not get an entry. This right here, I'm not taking it. Shorts are better up higher. You are into daily support. So 33.16 roughly around that area is going to be support. So I'm not looking to take a short directly into support. If there was a clear and obvious bearish target down here, then I would take the short into support, but I would only be looking for that target. There's too much stuff down here for me to take that. Luna is getting in a tighter and tighter range. Luna got absolutely wrecked. And it is staying on the lows, guys. Staying on the lows. Luna is on the low. Support. Here's your resistance right there. 6.8371. Daily closure above that. Then check your daily close up there. 7.68. Let's see what you guys got to say. ETH BTC, please, says Amir. Let's go look at it. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, okay, so here's ETH BTC. This was a dead cat bounce. Sell off, dead cat bounce. Didn't look like a dead cat bounce. It actually looked like the bulls were picking it back up because you did get up around your 618. If I'm mistaken, I think you got a daily closure above it even. Yeah, you even did. Got all the way up into your 786. So, yeah, I mean, if this wouldn't have been coming down with the fierceness that it was, see, this is what I'm talking about also. It matters what price is doing at a level, around a level, coming to a level. Is it going slow? Is it moving nice and methodical towards the level you're looking at? As those generally will, that's when you want to look for support. When you got a rocket ship coming at you full steam ahead at your level like that, you're not looking for that momentum to slow down. You're definitely not looking to blindly buy in front of that momentum either, because just the momentum alone can carry it well beneath your stop. It's best to wait on closures on the daily to show you that it is, but it didn't. Boom, straight down, right back into, you named it, the Heath level. So if you're looking to buy this thing, man, I like 0.5 all the way down here. That's where I might become a buyer again on this asset, and that is only if Bitcoin has not found a high. If Bitcoin has put in its high, I am not looking to buy it down here either. This thing will get absolutely murked. All of them will. All cryptos will get absolutely murked if this is the beginning of the bear market phase. I know they've come off 80%, but they can come off another 80% from where they came off, right? So just be careful. It's definitely testing this level. You may get a bounce. Well, you did get a bounce. Apologies. There was your bounce, and it was a smaller bounce. They are already selling into that bounce. They are looking to take out support. You get a daily closure below 60484. Unfortunately, you'll be targeting this wick low as your bearish target, right? But that can take days to get there. It's not like tomorrow or anything. Would I take this short right here? Nope. No, I would not. We get back up around this level up here and it holds as resistance. That would be a good spot to look for shorts targeting support. Yes, it does have support at 75804, but I don't know what you're talking about. You can't be talking about ETH or ETH BTC. It's way down there. So apologies, I don't understand or know what you're talking about, my friend. Good morning, ETH. Could you take a look at Aussie Dollar? I believe it has a little lot downside before pulling back. A little lot. I like that. Difficult for me to say it for some reason. A little lot. Aussie Dollar. Absolutely. Let's look at it. So yeah, I agree with you only because this thing has been weaker than euro and pound. So when euro and pound were making highs, this thing was wet, just trading absolute sideways, just printing piano keys. I hate printing piano keys. Now, this was a fake out move to the downside, which is why people got bullish and they got wrecked. This was not a fake out move. This was the beginning of a move. This is your higher or lower high, and then boom. Yesterday's news is what's propelling this thing lower. You are at the low of day. There is no setup on this right now. If you think that this thing can go lower, wait for a retest of 76596 first. You can go all the way up to 77059 as long as you maintain daily closures below one of those two levels or either of those two levels. Then you can look for short side setups. Right now, you are literally trading at the low of day. That is never a good place to take a short. Ever a good place to take a short. High of day is a good place to take a short, not low of day. Excuse me. Let me scroll up just a little bit. Will you be going through oil? I did kind of go through it just briefly though. How to use moving average, says Neith Kumar. Nithiz Kumar. What indicator you use for RSI? It's called the RSI. That's what I use for the RSI. It's called a relative strength index. If you type it in up here on your indicator thing, you will find it. It's just a relative strength index. I don't take trades based on it. I just look at it to see where it is in reference to the 50 spot. And moving averages, this thing's below them. So let's check out where they are exactly. So that way I'm not just making a random guess. So you do have a 200 EMA on the daily right below you, but you can see how they are starting to turn around. This thing is going to be looking for a continuation to the downside. It looks like you do have daily support right in front of you. You are about to test it. 75804. That is going to possibly offer up a bounce. How far does the bounce go? I don't know. But you could trade all the way back up to there, right? I doubt you would go all the way up to there, but you know, you could get higher. Look for at the very least a test of this bearish candle's low. That might be a good spot to look for entries, right? It looks bad. It didn't move as far as the euro did, as far as pips, but it is on the lows still. What did we get? 125 pips, 127. Where are we on the euro? $200 and 197. 200 to the low. Yeah, massive move to the downside. You're not looking for shorts today. No, don't do it. Okay. Yeah. So that's for you, Brandon. Don't be looking to short it yet. Let it pull back and find resistance. Good morning, Heath. You watch the levels, but when do you place your limit orders? I will place them once I see what I want to see, right? I want to see some kind of reaction to the level on an hourly or something. Like, I don't remember what asset that I was looking at. There was one that I was looking for possibly entries today. I want to say it was pound Swiss, but I don't remember. But it looked better than a lot of other things. Let's go see if it was pound Swiss. No. So I don't remember which one it was. I will find it later. I don't want to be trying to find it in the middle of the live stream, but I was looking at only one thing that looked to me like it was a possible setup. And I just don't remember what it was. So let's go look at the green list. Aussie Swiss. Maybe this thing. So everything else is bearish except the Aussie Swiss. So the Swiss franc must be extremely weak right now. No, not that one, my Forex. Just give me 1 minute. Let's go look at the Swiss francs index. Man, it's taking a beating yesterday. But this only trades from 8 to 5. So probably going to see a big gap down on this. Because all Swissy pairs are getting destroyed. Look at this. Big bullish day. This was yesterday. So this was that big down move yesterday. So Swissy's getting wrecked, which is generally a bullish sign, right, for other assets. But it's just been going straight up. So if we go look at Swiss franc versus Japanese yen, yeah, it's getting wrecked. Getting wrecked. JXY, let's see what it looks like. It's getting wrecked. So your Swiss franc and Japanese yen index is both getting crushed. These are risk-off assets. So this is what I'm telling you guys. All the big moves you're seeing, all the short side setups that you think you're looking at, pound dollar, euro dollar, Aussie dollar, be careful. Why is the Japanese yen getting crushed? Why is the Swiss franc getting crushed? If it was a risk-off environment, these two assets would be going up. People would be exiting their positions in other currencies like euro and pound, and they would be putting their money in things like Japanese yen and the Swiss franc. They are getting absolutely destroyed. So where is that money going, right? Where is it going? Is it all going into the dollar? It's highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. So what I'm saying is I am looking for more dollar weakness eventually for it to kick in and start heading lower. But I could be wrong. Always, guys, don't just take my word for it, ever. Ever. You can't take people's words for it. You have to do your own research and stuff, but it just seems to me like these things would be getting bought up if the dollar was having a strong move like that. If people were worried about inflation and whatnot, they would be buying this stuff, you would think. Jordan knows more about the inflation trade than I do. I'm a price action trader. I look at candles and I go from there. But yeah, you don't just, you wait and let price show you what it wants to do, Danny, around the level. You don't just blindly buy or sell. Man, you've been busy the last few days. Nice to catch you live. Yeah, I figured I'd go live yesterday, just for that FOMC. That was a big important thing, man. A lot of people were waiting on that. I usually go live Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturday, and Sunday. Morning all, damn, I'm late. Oh, you're good. Cake BTC, please. How to use moving averages. You've asked that about, okay. So the way I use moving averages is different than the way other people use them. I only care what they're doing on the daily time frame. That is it. That's all I care about. Basically, all you want to do is you want to see where they are in reference to price. I use the 21, the 50, the 100, and the 200. All of them EMAs. All right? If the 20 is above price, you're generally looking for shorts. If the 20's if the price is above the 20, you're generally looking for longs. Does it always work? Absolutely not. I do not ever buy or sell off of these moving averages. Right? Ever. Will they hold as support? Sometimes they will, but almost guaranteed that you can find a corresponding price level that's holding as resistance. For instance, right there on this, Aussie CAD looks like the moving average is holding resistance. But if I get rid of the moving averages, you will see, boom, a daily resistance, right? So, I mean, there's no real way to use them. You just see where they are on the chart. I don't know how else to explain them. Basically, if price is really far above them, then you got a lot of bullish momentum. It's basically how it works. If price is chopping around them, then price is choppy. You're generally looking for trending markets, and moving averages can help you find the trend. If you can't just look at the chart and tell which way the trend is going, the moving averages can help you with that. But that's it. Where was that? Cake BTC. Looks almost exactly like a third Ethereum BTC. Man, that is one nasty daily right there, my friend. My goodness. If that's a real wick. If that's real, that's disgusting. How many people do you think bought up here and up here and up here and then saw this? Ugh. Disgusting. Has it came off further than ETH BTC? Let's see. Yes, almost twice as far. Oh no, something happened. Oh, I'm still going, I think. I don't know if I lost it. Lost power. It's back up. It looks like it's still going. All right, so we're still on. Wow, I lost power and it stayed on. Cool. Wow. All right, so Cake BTC, not looking good. It came off a lot more than Bitcoin, or than Ethereum Bitcoin. So here's your move to the downside. That is going to be your lowest area of support. You do not want to see that break. All right, that must hold. Right now, the near-term support that you are fighting with is going to be 42.43. Yesterday, you got a daily close below it. All right, so today you're testing it to see if it wants to hold as resistance. If this does hold as resistance, you're going to be looking for at least yesterday's low as a target. All right, so basically the way I would do this, if I was looking to short this asset, you've got a bullish order block right there. So we know that's resistance right there. Heath level, order block, supply zone, whatever you want to call it, right? I just feel conceited when I call them Heath levels. They're not my levels. It's just that's what CTM labeled them and it's stock. So you're pushing into that. If that holds, let's go down into an hourly. Yes. See, like this would be something that I would possibly be looking for a short side setup on. And I would only be targeting yesterday's low. So today is the 17th. You go over here until you find the low of day on the 16th. Right there. That's a long ways down. But that would be my target for bearish continuation. Does that mean that this short setup will work? Absolutely no, it does not mean that. But look at your risk to reward on it. You have a target down here. You have an area to place your stop. And the risk to reward, as far as how much you're risking compared to what the potential reward is bigger than if you look for buying opportunities. If we wouldn't have closed this daily candle below daily support, then I would not be looking at it like that. But you did. So, in my opinion, 40.56 is going to be your bearish target. Once you hit that target, then you are taking profits and moving your stop to break even. Hang on a second. I cannot hear music. Give me one moment. This is the wrong screen. Let me get this device on, as I cannot hear it. Oh, it says it's on, so I don't know. I don't know. We don't need music. If you guys can still hear the music, let me know, please. Well, I'm getting ready to shut it down anyways in about 2 minutes. All right. I have similar analysis. Learned a lot from you. It's my pleasure, Brandon. It's my pleasure. What is the color coding behind your lists? Oh, you mean my watch lists? It's nothing, really. The orange list is basically US dollar stuff that I'm watching and CAD yen. This is my NFP list, so to speak. on NFP days, these are the pairs and assets that I'm looking at. The green list is just basic, your majors in FX and the ones that most people ask to look at. The purple list is cryptos, the crypto watch list. So, yeah, it's just, there's nothing here. Still here. Will retests can be, oh, he's talking to Will. All right. Okay. NZD CHF. Let's go look at it real fast. NZD CHF. NZD, not F. NZD CHF. Look at it on Oanda. Getting a bullish pop off the lows. The Swiss franc is weak. It's to be expected today. You are in a downtrend longer term, so don't lose sight of that fact. Here is daily resistance. You've traded above it, but you are now below it. So possibly what I'd be looking for, is on an intraday setup, maybe looking to go long, targeting high of day. However, where you are currently, that gives you a roughly 20 pip trade. All right. Would I take it now? No, there's some bearish momentum coming into that hourly. There is the level that it is testing. Now, if we get another hour down here that cannot break below it, the closer you get to 8 o'clock is the London Open, then I might be looking to take it long. Maybe. Because it's in a downtrend. So you are taking a trade against the trend, against the near term and longer term trend. It's in a downtrend. It's been getting crushed. Is this the low? Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. So that's the level of support, resistance, 64359. You can watch that level. Hourly support should be 64288 right there. You could get a wick all the way down to there and still look okay, but if you get that and it's after the New York Open, this thing's going lower. I would keep an eye on this level here. If you get an hourly closure below that, I would no longer be looking for bullish setups on this. I wouldn't be taking a short either because you have been going down for so long, and we know for a fact Swiss franc is the weakest asset on the day. That and the yen. Or strongest. Sorry, no, weakest. It's the weakest on the day with the yen. So just keep that in mind. There's a little bit of bullish momentum. See if this level holds. Check if your opinion CHZ will come back now to its low after that pump. Thank you. CHZ. CHZ. All right, this will be the last one, guys. It's after 6:30. I got to get situated. You took out resistance just barely, right? Just barely, but you did take it out. The problem is this asset doesn't have any liquidity in it. See all the gaps and stuff in the price action. See this gap here. See this gap here. This opened lower. It opened higher. It's gappy. It means there's no liquidity. This thing trades 24/7. There should be no gaps. No gaps, but you get them because there's no liquidity. So you did get a daily closure above your resistance, but since this thing is so gappy, this might not be a valid close above, right? It is a valid close above because it closed above, but with the gappy price action, you are testing yesterday's low. If you're going to see bullish continuation, you need to see it now, right? They need to buy it now. Let's go into an hourly and look. Yeah, you don't want to lose 312-17925-6868-4678-9218-968-948-3. That level. Let's call it 3123. This wick, or this candle right here, the close of that bearish candle, you do not want to get below that on an hourly closing basis. If you do, you're going lower. As long as you're staying above it, you could get a wick down but you definitely don't want to see anything closing down there. Otherwise, this is going to get retraced. There is no liquidity in this. Stay far, far away from it. Far, far away from it. All right, hang on one second here. NFP day. Yes, NFP, non-farm payrolls. It happens once a month. It's the first Friday every month. It's your jobs numbers and non-farm payrolls. CAD, Canadian usually has the Canadian dollar usually has news on that day as well. So basically, that's what that list is for. All right, guys. Unfortunately, if I missed your thing and you want me to do something with it, just drop it down in the comment section below. All right, and I will take a look at it and get you a couple levels when the video is done posting to YouTube. I have to say thank you so much to my channel members and Patreons. You guys rock. We're just going to be watching today. Everything's trading at the lows. There is an asset, so if you are in the CTM or my Discord, I will tell you when I find it that I was looking for, or that I was going to maybe look to take a trade on. But other than that, there's nothing to do. Everything's at lows or at highs. We need a little bit of a pullback consolidation, and then we will see what's going on. So maybe next week, around the beginning of it, we will start to see setups, guys. So with that being said, thank you so much for your attention and your time. Thank you for being here. Make sure you trade safe, trade smart, and happy trading, everybody.